Alright, what's good boys? So, andito na naman tayo sa isa ko na namang podcast ko na naman. Siyempre, podcast na. Hindi na, fuck you call this, TikTok or anything. I mean, most probably, magre-record pa rin ako. But anyways, I just wanted to, create a few episodes, hopefully many episodes about life experiences and ano yung pwede kong ma-share sa inyo. Most especially kayong mga listeners ko, so might as well listen to this while driving, before going to bed, most probably. Habang nag-chill, I don't know. Or maybe habang nagre-review kayo. So that you have something to reflect on about life. And maybe, and hopefully, you get to pick up a few lessons here and there and apply it sa buhay nyo rin. So I won't tackle topics na wala pa akong experience about. If ever man na mag-comment kayo ng anything that we have to talk about, then I'll make sure na meron na akong relevant experience, or at least na-experience ko na siya once, para naman at least, mas legit yung perspective ko regarding the topic. But for today's episode, I'll try to keep it short. And as you can see from the title, yes, I have dropped out of college and I am currently full-time employed sa isang company. Now, it wasn't really easy. Hindi madali. I mean, at least now that I look at it. Pero nung ginawa ko siya at the time, na parang I just didn't enroll, madali lang siya, actually, sa akin. Kasi parang it's one of those impulsive decisions na parang, hindi na lang, wag na lang. I might as well look for a job. Yun yung parang naging fallback ko, maghanap ng trabaho. And I've been working since 2023. So that's almost magto 2 years na rin ngayon this year. So yeah, nag-work ako as a virtual assistant. Nakakuha ako ng experience, nakakuha ako ng client, another client ngayon. So mas mataas yung sahod. And just a few things that I've learned throughout yung parang experience ko lang as a dropout. Yun lang muna yung focus natin ngayon. I won't even talk about, buhay as employed, ganun. So, at first, mahirap, syempre, kasi wala kang ang experience. So, ano lang ba yung pwede mong applyan na wala kang experience? Call centers, ganyan, mga, siguro, labor, kung ano mang skill na pwede mong i-offer, yan, mga labor, pwede mong applyan and all the stuff. Pero, it's very minimal. Then, I figured out mayroon palang so-called virtual assistants. So, at the time kasi, going back to my school days, meron akong naibagsak na subject. So, nag-74 ako. Semestral yung subject na yun. Tapos, prerequisite siya ng maraming subjects. So, I was not able to take any other subjects for half a semester. So, trinay kong maghanap ng work at that time. So, I tried applying sa call center kasi yun lang naman. And maayos naman yung English ko, in my opinion at least. And nakuha ako as a call center. I tried working there for 3 days, tapos graveyard shift kasi and face to face yung employment sa Concentrix sa John Hay. So hindi ko kinaya, and at the time I was exploring forex trading. So far okay nung time na yon, nung time na yon, pero I'll talk about my forex experience some other episode. Pero yun, at that time, okay siya nun eh. Like, nakakabilib kasi 1 week, less than a week, kumita ako ng 30,000. Tapos sabi ko, good shit to ah. Sabi ko, hindi ko na kailangan yung sahod ko dito sa Concentrix na 15K. Kung 1 week pa lang, kaya ko 30K. So, ang ginawa ko, nag-quit ako dun sa work ko na yon. And to realize, nag-withdraw ako ng 40K from that account. So, may 40K left to play with dun sa Forex account ah. I lost that 40,000 in less than a day. Ganun ako So, I just got lucky. Nakakuha ako ng 80,000. Not knowing na, hindi ko pa alam yung technical analysis and stuff, I was just trying it out. And then, luckily, sumunod sa trend yung pagpasok ko ng position. But anyways, ayun. So, after that one, I was looking again through the internet. Saan pa ako pwede maging call center? Ganun, kasi wala na akong pera. Ayaw ko namang laging humihingi sa parents ko kahit na pwede naman nila ako essentially bigyan. So, Ang nangyari nun, bigla akong napunta sa job street tapos may mga work from home pa rin. Tapos doon ko na-realize, oo nga naman, may mga work from home pa rin ngayon kahit na essentially tapos na yung pandemic or yung lockdowns, 'di ba? So, yun, nag-try ako mag-apply. Tapos after a while, may call center na work from home, in-applyan ko din, bumili pa ako ng equipment and stuff. Pero yun, tinamad ulit ako kasi graveyard shift, so hindi ko talaga kayang mag-graveyard shift. Which is ironic kasi medical field yung course ko nung college, and knowing pag medical yung course na tinake mo, pre-med mo or whatever, dapat magaling kang magpuyat. Ako hindi talaga ako nagfa-function sa gabi. Like, gabi, tulog, tama na yun, you know? Like, ganun na yung lagi kong schedule. So, ang nangyari that time, it was a company na nag-reply sa akin after 3 months that I sent an application. So, again, reality check na naman sa aking fellow fresh graduates or aspiring employees dyan, na reality check. It's not always how you think it is, outside school, pag trinay nyo nang maghanap ng work, hindi siya agad-agad na pag nag-apply ka is makukuha ka. I mean, sure, it helps yung background, yung grades, yung placement mo sa board exam. Pero in reality, a lot of companies or most companies are looking for the people that have already experiences dun sa work na yun. Kasi, for one, it saves the company resources, 'di ba? So parang instead nagagastusan ka pa nila ng pera and oras sa training mo, kung may experience ka, pagpunta mo dun, alam mo na yung gagawin mo, ganun. So, mas prefer talaga nila ang experience over, educational attainment. Not every company though. Hindi ko sinasabi na dahil cum laude ka is wala kang mahahanap, ganun. Like, guaranteed pa rin. Mas mataas yung percentage ninyong mga board passers. Pero yung mga fresh grads and fresh board passers, I mean, mahirap. Just a reality check for you guys. A little bit of segue and life lesson na rin. Mahirap maghanap ng work. Hindi porket nag-apply ka may makukuha ka. I have a friend na fresh grad siya, tas nauurat na siya kasi parang 3 months na siyang walang work. Tapos after graduating, ang ine-expect niyang sahod niya is 20 plus. So, another reality check para sa inyo. You should be comfortable receiving 15,000 or less. Alam ko nakaka-insulto with knowing the hardship and struggles you've experienced sa college, 'di ba? Parang tang-ina neto 4 years ako 1 year or half a year ako nag-review para sa boards, tapos offeran mo ako below 15,000. Well, yes. Sadly, reality check. Hindi talaga ganun kataas ang sahod dito sa Pilipinas. So, don't expect too much if wala ka pang experience. Feel ko dapat mag-focus kayo more on gaining experience rather than gaining money. Alam ko mahirap kasi syempre lahat tayo kailangan natin ng pera, diba? Like, sabi, gago naman to si Ninong Baldudes. Ano ba naman tong si Ninong Baldudes nagsasabi na dapat experience ang hanapin, di sana nag-work na lang ako for free. Hindi naman, not necessarily. Kasi alam ko, we need money to survive. Hindi lang to pay rent, to pay food, maybe sustentuhan din yung other family members natin if breadwinner tayo. But, just so you know, and hindi kayo mabigla, like I've said, you have to be comfortable having a low salary at the start. Kasi, rare ang companies na mag-hire sa inyo without experience, tas magpo-provide pa sila ng training sa inyo, tas maayos yung sahod. It's rare. It's there, pero it's rare. So, hindi siya ganun ka-common. So, manage your expectations after graduation. Anyways, going back to my story, yun, nag-reply yung company na yun. So, it's a virtual assistant company na nagsusupply ng VAs sa Australia. So, heads up na naman or just an FYI, Australian time zone is either 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours 30 minutes or 3 hours ahead of us. So, depende sa kung aling coast sila, kung east or central yung time zone nila. But for the most part, 3 hours max yung like ahead sila sa oras natin. So essentially, yung company na yon na pinag-workan ko, since Australian and Kiwi clients, Kiwi is New Zealand, ang main customer nila. So, napunta ako sa Kiwi client, taga New Zealand, and ang shift ko noon is 6 to 3. By the way, this company is really good. Above average yung sahod, and magpo-provide pa sila ng laptop sa'yo. So, virtual assistant na naman. So, mostly ang gagawin mo naman dun is admin tasks. Wala masyadong tawag or anything ganyan. Siguro a little bit of social media management. But I'll talk about all the VA things na naranasan ko sa pagiging VA on another episode, you know. So, ayun. I got hired. I stayed there for 6 months. A few months before umalis ako is nasa school ako. Bumalik ako sa school noon to retake yung subject nga na nabagsak ko, and unfortunately bumagsak ulit ako. So wala na, sabi ko na that time, fuck it, na retention policy na ako, siguro hindi ko na talaga trip mag-aral. So nag-decide akong mag-drop, hindi na ako nag-enroll. Tapos dun na ako naganap ng bagong client kasi syempre as a promise sa parents ko, yun din, isang pressure din sa akin is dapat magtapos ako, ganun. Like, lagi nilang sinasabi yun sa akin. Pero, since naibagsak ko yung subject na yun, nag-decide na lang ako na might as well mag-work na lang ako kasi ganun din naman eh. Yun nga, yung sabi ng ibang parents na kapag natikman mo ng sumahod, parang ayaw mo nang bumalik sa school, which is, para sa akin, it depends on your perspective and your goal in life eh. If nakikita mo na yung future mo is solely relying dun sa course mo and sa degree na dapat mong makuha, then by all means, umalis ka sa work mo na kinuha mo as a part-time pag hindi ka na makafocus sa school. You know? Kasi, yun nga, yung nagre-rely ka lang sa skills or sa knowledge na makukuha mo sa school na hopefully makakatulong makaland ng maayos na trabaho in the future. So, yun lang yung leverage mo eh. Yun lang yung pinanghahawakan mo. So, mag-focus ka dun. Pero, if you think you have other skills to offer sa ibang companies or meron kang, let's say, personality na nagugustuhan ng ibang tao, then by all means, 'di ba? May iba ka namang pwedeng pagkakitaan or skill na pwede mong gamitin para kumita ng pera. Then, maybe you could consider dropping out of college. Hindi ko rin naman sinasabing sayang sa oras, pero in my experience, at my age, at least nakapag-ipon na ako ng 6 digits from working. So, that's a bit of achievement na rin kasi knowing other of my other batchmates ko is naghahanap pa rin ng work or wala pa silang na-earn ngayon. So, that's something to be proud of. Pero, it's not to say na hindi pa rin ako nagkakaroon ng anxiety whenever I view, social media stories na parang, nakagagraduate na ito. Like, RMT na ako, RPH na ako. So, like, congratulations, like, welcome to the world of, reality in a sense. So, ayun. I've worked with that client. Tapos, umalis din ako kasi nababaan ako sa sahod. Then, I managed to secure a private client naman. So, yun. Dun talagang malaki sahod ko. Tapos, wala akong masyadong ginagawa. More on marketing stuff. Tapos, yung client ko ngayon, kasi yung client ko na na-secure ko na yun, mataas yung sahod. Unfortunately, medyo nagkaroon ng problema sa company niya. So, he had to let me go. Ngayon, may bago akong company na naman or client. Tapos, maayos naman sila and they promise that they hire to keep. So, yun. Yung sabi nila sa akin, that's their promise to me. Na parang wag ka mag-alala, hindi ka namin naalisin agad. Ganun. So, throughout, yung years na yon, yung almost 2 years na naging college dropout ako, maayos naman. Actually, if you ask me, like, okay yung experiences. Some nights, you feel, shit about yourself. Kasi nga parang, hindi ka nakatapos, ganun. There's always that stigma and culture in the Philippines na frowned upon yung mga hindi nakatapos ng college, which in my opinion is medyo bullshit. Kasi I have a few peers dito sa Baguio na talagang sila yung mayayaman na, I won't say billionaires, pero siguro millionaires na rin naman sila. And for the most part, most of them is hindi nakatapos ng college. Hindi lang siya yung nakikita sa social media na parang sila Bill Gates, ganyan. I mean, sure, make them as an inspiration. Pero again, you have to consider na sila, they came from good universities. They were smart before dropping out. So, think twice before dropping out kung talaga bang meron ka pang ibang skills or stuff to offer the world na pwede mong pagkakitaan and sa tingin mo yayaman ka. Kasi in the virtual industry world, actually, hindi mo kailangan ng experience or degree eh. Ako nga, di ba? I managed to makaipon sa bank ng 6 figures at my age. So, yun. Syempre, wala naman akong sinusustentuhan and wala pa akong pamilya. And, yun nga, wala akong sinusustentuhan. So, that's another thing. Luck plays into role din naman kapag talagang swerte ka, which I think very swerte ako in my opinion. Pero syempre gusto ko pa ring isipin na that's because of my hard work. So if you guys are thinking of, like, the drop na lang ako para mag-work or the drop na lang ako kasi ayaw ko na, think twice. Isipin mo, do you have enough skills para mabuhay ka ulit or para kumita ka ng pera? Do you have relevant experiences na pwede mong sabihin sa future employer or potential employer mo? So, those are the things to consider. School lang ba yung pwedeng parang makapagkuhanan ko ng knowledge? Yan, di ba? So, you have to think twice. Think hard. Ako kasi impulsive yung decision ko na yun and it turned out fine for me. So, I also do a bit of kickboxing and Muay Thai, combat sports on the side kasi yun, na-realize ko masaya pala. Tas ang laki nung na-lose ko na kilo. But anyways, I'll talk about that in another episode. Kasi ang focus nga natin ngayon is yung experience ko during that time na until now na I'm a college dropout. So, kamusta yung buhay ko, ganun. So, a lot of my friends know. Sinabi ko naman na sa kanila. I've already informed them. Wala namang judgment. Well, at least on-site, Like, hindi ko alam kung anong pinag-uusapan nila outside the circle. Pero, yeah, lahat naman sila. Actually, one of my friends told me pa nga na, Tol, hindi nga nag-aalala sa'yo kasi maparaan ka. So, that's another thing, maging maparaan ka. For example, wala kang experience, i-try mong magsinungaling sa employer mo as long as alam mong meron namang training na ibibigay, di ba? Parang sabihin mo, may experience na po ako na ano. Ang problema lang doon pag naghanap ng reference, doon ka mafa-fuck up. Pero, I doubt na maghahanap sila ng reference. Kung maghanap sila reference, inform nyo lang tropa nyo. Sabihin nyo, pag tinanong na ganito, sabihin mo, may experience ako dyan, tas mabait ako, ganun. Hindi ako nalalate. Yan yung mga yung mga common shit na experience ko throughout yung application stage ko, paghahanap, job hunting stage. So, yeah. Kung ako, if you ask me, is it worth it? Hindi ko pa masabi ngayon kasi para sa akin maaga pa it's I'm still young and maaga pa yung to say whatever happened to me is pwede na akong mag-advise na kung worth it ba yun o hindi. Kasi feel ko naman after siguro 10 years, ganyan, 5 years na experience ko na nandito ako sa position na to, I'll have the chance to look back and siguro update you guys again if was it all worth it, And of course, yung pera ko rin kasi may other investments din ako. Bumalik pa rin ako sa trading, ganyan, other than syempre yung mga sahod ko. Pero yun, meron din akong account ulit sa trading which is medyo na fuck up dahil sa US tariffs. But anyways, I won't go into detail about my trading na siguro next time if interested kayo, no? Pero yun, that's my episode for this day, I guess. Yeah, titignan ko muna, I'll listen to it. Try kong magdagdag if may kulang. Pero if may kulang, I guess let's just release a part 2 kasi ayoko rin ng parang mga 30-minute podcast. At least may napakinggan lang kayo for a bit. So yeah, again, if you ask me, should I drop out? Consider your skills muna and what you have to offer. Kasi if wala rin naman kayong magawa outside your course, edi wag na lang, 'di ba? Just stay there. Konting tiis lang, tiis-tiis lang 'yan. In my case kasi na retention policy ako and yun nga, nakahanap na ako ng work. So if you weigh the options, worth it pa bang magbago, like mag-take ng isa pang course, ng bagong course, or mag-work na lang? Syempre, pipiliin mo mag-work ka na lang kasi andun na yung pera eh. I mean, if you think of it, kaya ka nga nag-aral para magkaroon ng maayos na trabaho, para may maayos ka rin na sahod. Eh, nandun na rin lang. If that's your end goal, di you might as well just work straight ahead. Pero again, it doesn't work 100%. So, dapat isipin nyo yun. Lagi nyong iisipin yun. Think hard. Think it through. Huwag kayong decide agad-agad. Kasi nga, mafa-fuck up din lang yung decisions nyo kapag ganyan. So, yeah. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions, siguro I'll make a part 2 or maybe a specific episode regarding your questions. But yeah, that's just my experience, so far. So, it's up to you guys if may natutunan kayo. Hopefully, I imparted a few knowledge, a few brain cells. Nag-transfer ako ng brain cells sa inyo. But anyways, thank you guys. Again, thank you for listening. Kung ano man yung ginagawa nyo ngayon, may I pray that, the Lord always guides you. Hindi man ako makajos, pero yeah, I want you guys to succeed as well kung ano man yung ginagawa ninyo. And don't think a lot about what other people are doing. Wag niyong kino-compare. Do it at your own pace. Tiis-tiis lang lahat sa buhay. And sooner or later magkakaroon din naman ng fruit yung paghihirap ninyo. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. I love you all. This is my first episode. Hopefully, maganda yung pagkaka-accept ninyo dito sa episode na to.